If you're thinking about moving out, I want you to pause for a moment. Not because you can't do it, not because you're behind. A lot of people get hurt here, quietly. Not by big mistakes, but by small things nobody warned them about. Rent, documents, habits. The unglamorous parts people skip over. This is the EU moving out checklist I wish someone had explained to me calmly, before I had to figure it out under pressure. If you're planning to move out, or even just feeling the urge to, stay with me for a few minutes. This is about protecting your peace. Moving out isn't about proving anything to anyone. It's about creating a life that doesn't constantly drain you. A lot of people chase freedom, but freedom without preparation often turns into stress and instability. And if you're already tired, already overthinking, already carrying a lot, that instability hits harder than people admit. So we're not rushing this. We're going through it carefully. 3 parts: money, documents, habits. Let's talk about money, calmly and honestly. Not because money defines you, but because tight money creates pressure, and pressure changes how safe a place feels. In most European countries, moving out costs more than just the first month's rent. Think of this not as strict rules. Think of it as a reality check to reduce future stress. First, rent plus deposit, usually 1 to 3 months. If you have this and still feel steady, that's a good sign. If you have it but feel like you're holding your breath, listen to that feeling. Second, a buffer. Ideally around 1 month of basic expenses after you move in. Not for comfort, for mistakes, delays, and real life. Third, costs people don't emotionally prepare for. Utilities being set up, internet contracts, basic household items, transport changes. None of these are dramatic on their own, they're just constant. I've seen this happen often. People move out with just enough, and a few months in, the pressure quietly builds. Feeling ashamed in those moments is natural. It happens to a lot of people, and it's not something you need to carry. Most of us learn this by making small mistakes and adjusting. That's how adulthood actually works. If the money isn't there yet, waiting doesn't mean giving up. It means choosing stability over constant financial pressure, and that choice protects you. This part doesn't sound exciting, but it makes everything else easier later. Before you move out, make sure you can easily access your ID or passport and copies, your rental contract, digital and printed, access to your bank account and online banking, health insurance information, any required personal liability insurance in your country. If you're not sure what insurance applies where you live, I'll add official EU and country-specific resources in the description. This isn't about expecting problems. It's about not feeling lost if something comes up. Keep these documents in one clear digital place, and make sure you can access them even if your phone breaks or gets lost. When you know where things are, small issues stay small. You don't need to be perfectly organized. You just need enough order to avoid unnecessary stress. This is the part nobody prepares you for. Moving out doesn't just change your address, it exposes your habits. There are 3 habits that influence your experience more than people expect. First, bills. Set automatic payments where possible. Late fees aren't about being bad with money, they're a tax on disorganization when life gets busy. Second, cleaning. 15 minutes a day beats 1 emotional weekend meltdown. A cleaner space won't fix everything, but it reduces mental noise and makes recovery easier. Third, food and sleep. You don't need perfect routines, you need basics you can repeat. The people who struggle after moving out aren't weak, they just relied on motivation instead of structure. Freedom without structure becomes stress very fast. Moving out isn't a race. It's a responsibility shift. Even prepared people struggle sometimes. That's normal. Preparation just makes the struggle quieter and shorter. So here's the full picture. You move out more safely when your money has breathing room, your documents are accessible, and your habits support you on tired days. If you build this calmly, moving out can be one of the most stabilizing decisions you make. If you rush it, the cost isn't just money, it's peace. In the next video, I'll walk you through how much money you actually need to move out in Europe, realistically, without fear, and without sugarcoating. Take care of yourself. You don't need to rush adulthood. You're allowed to build it properly.